Hey, what's up? DJ here. Welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Now, I'm going to assume that since you are here, you are somewhat familiar with the name Xdefiant, or the YouTube algorithm has done its magic. In any case, let me explain quickly. Xdefiant is a free-to-play first-person shooter video game developed by Ubisoft. It was expected to be released by the end of August 2023, but as per the latest update, there has been a delay. I'll talk about it in detail later in the video. Now, a quick intro about myself. I love playing video games, mostly FPS and RPG titles. I'm not a sweat, just a casual gamer, but I do like trying out new games. So I keep on participating in different beta tests from time to time. After playing Xdefiant during its previous beta tests and most recently during the PTS, I wanted to share my gameplay experience and discuss a few things related to Xdefiant with you. One disclaimer though, whatever I'm sharing here are my personal opinion of the game based on my experience during the tests. Please do not form an opinion based on my experience alone. Try this game out when it releases. After all, it's free to play. Now with that being said, let's get started. If you haven't got the chance to play Xdefiant either during the previous beta tests or during the PTS and will be jumping into Xdefiant upon release, here are a few game mechanics that may feel different to you as they did to me. One last disclaimer, so please bear with me. I shall be referencing two well-known FPS titles, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2022 and Apex Legends. Having played them both, I feel they sit quite opposite to each other in terms of movement, time to kill, etc. So I shall be drawing a few comparisons regarding how Xdefiant felt different compared to those titles. I'm not claiming Xdefiant being better than any of those titles or the opposite. The four major differences that I could tell quite easily after playing a few matches were movement, no SBMM or skill-based matchmaking, TTK, and gunplay. Let's start with movement. Right from the beginning, movement in Xdefiant felt a lot faster than Modern Warfare 2022, but not as fast as Apex Legends. You don't have crazy movements in this game. Bunny hopping is there in Xdefiant, but I didn't find it to be annoying. Slide cancelling is not there, but you can do a slide jump. Also, you can't go prone in this game, so that's something my fellow COD players might want to keep in mind while playing Xdefiant. No more dolphin dives for you guys. Next is SBMM or skill-based matchmaking. From a casual player standpoint, this might be one of the biggest changes in Xdefiant. What's SBMM? Well, SBMM or skill-based matchmaking ideally forces the game to find players based on your skill level and recent performance in matches, and then puts you up against those players of the same or slightly higher skill tier. Personally, I don't like SBMM at all because this is the reason why even the public matches in Modern Warfare 2022 feel so sweaty every single time. Thankfully, Xdefiant is using ping-based matchmaking, which will prioritize your ping for finding matches. I find it to be really good because during both the tests, I had pretty much chill games in most cases. In my opinion, this is a straight up big win for Xdefiant. Although keep in mind that SBMM will be effective in ranked matches when they go live. Let's talk about TTK or time to kill in Xdefiant. In simple terms, TTK or time to kill is the fastest time possible to kill another player in a multiplayer match. Xdefiant, in my opinion, is at a sweet spot in terms of its TTK. It's not as fast as Modern Warfare 2022, where if a player is holding a corner, you're pretty much dead going into that corner. It's also not that slow where it feels like Apex Legends 2.0. Overall, I'm quite happy with the TTK because it gives you that chance to fight against those campers, and also during the times when somebody catches you off guard, which in my opinion is great for the overall player experience. But I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think a better TTK than Modern Warfare 2022 is going to be ideal? Please do let me know in the comments. Next in my list is Gunplay. Gunplay in Xdefiant is going to be a hit or miss for many. One good thing is, you don't get that terrible visual noise from Modern Warfare 2022 while shooting. During closed beta, ACR was the quote-unquote meta, but it was not the case when I played the game again during open session. All the guns felt pretty much balanced. During the PTS though, I had a different experience. Shotguns felt pretty much overpowered to me along with the assault rifle MDR. As I only played for 2 hours during the PTS, I'm not 100% confident in drawing a conclusion. So I need your help here. If you have played in the PTS, let me know your impressions about the gunplay in the comment section below. Moving ahead, I wanted to discuss a few of my observations and thoughts from Xdefiant PTS. During my playtime in PTS, I did not notice any change in regards to movement and matchmaking experience. I did notice a change in TTK for cleaners that I will talk about in details. Now let's start with the weird bug or issue that I have been facing since the Xdefiant open beta. There was a mouse scrolling issue in the game where if I scroll the mouse wheel fast, the gun either wouldn't change or it would switch back to the same gun. The solution was to gently scroll my mouse wheel to change guns. This needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. I doubt anybody has the time and patience to gently scroll their mouse wheel in the heat of a battle. The same issue occurred during open beta as well, and trust me, it was really annoying at times. Let me know in the comments if you face the same issue. If it adds to any value here, I use a Logitech G305 wireless mouse with 1600 DPI and 1000 Hz polling rate. I have been using the same DPI and polling rate across many other FPS titles like Apex Legends, Modern Warfare 2022, Valorant, Battlefield 2042, etc. And I haven't had any issues with my mouse scrolling wheel in any of those games. Talking about faction balancing, boy oh boy, DedSec was a complete pain in the butt faction to play against. Even Libertads felt manageable during PTS compared to open beta when they felt pretty much like a tank to play against. But DedSec during PTS was a different story. I can already see myself disliking DedSec mains. The problem is, since there's no limit on character selection in this game, all 5 players in a team can pick any faction that they like. For example, DedSec. I can imagine how terrifying that is going to be for the other team because going against 2 DedSec players was annoying in itself. I would suggest that there be a limit on character selection where only one player from a team can select a particular faction. If not, at least limit the abilities so that, let's say in case of DedSec, if a player has already picked Spiderbot as their skill, other players from the same team selecting DedSec will not be able to select the same ability. But personally, I'll stick with the one player, one faction choice. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Now, let's talk about the change in TTK for cleaners. So, I had tested cleaner's passive damage ability during open beta, and after testing it during PTS again, I do feel that there has been a small tweak done to the damage distance. Allow me to explain. During open beta, cleaners had a 4-shot kill potential up to 15 meters with an SMG. During the PTS, that range was brought down to 10 meters. With ARs though, they still had the 4-shot kill potential till 25 meters that I could verify in the testing range, both during the open beta and PTS. Now, this has been making rounds in the gaming community, and I do agree with the fact that releasing Xdefiant near to the launch of Modern Warfare 3 is going to be detrimental. Let's not lie to ourselves here. This is Call of Duty and Modern Warfare 3 that we are talking here. Prominent figures from the Call of Duty community have been sharing positive stuff about the game, which has the COD community quite hopeful about the release of Modern Warfare 3. Starting with the Call of Duty Next event on 5th of October, Activision will start building hype for the release of Modern Warfare 3. Even if most of the things, if not all, that the players are expecting from Modern Warfare 3 comes to be true, we are going to see a huge amount of players coming into this game. This will definitely affect Xdefiant if they release the game near to that of Modern Warfare 3. In my opinion, Xdefiant should have capitalized on the bad year that Call of Duty had with the release of Modern Warfare 2022. Although Year 1 roadmap for Xdefiant's content drop has been shared by the team along with the preseason content, which is great, I do feel that in order to keep players engaged with the game, the team needs to keep introducing different events in the game associated with different in-game rewards that can be separated from the Battle Pass rewards. For starters, since Xdefiant is bringing characters from different Ubisoft IPs, they can also try to incorporate different events associated with those IPs into the game while adding a flavor of their own to make it more curated for Xdefiant. This may also help to avoid overburdening the devs. There are 2 specific things on which I really wanted to applaud Xdefiant and Ubisoft India Studios. Let's start with open communication. This is not a game feature, but it has been welcomed by the community from day one. The way Xdefiant team has communicated and taken feedback from the community is greatly appreciated. Kudos to them for keeping everything 100% transparent. From removing Tom Clancy's branding based on community feedback to all the way sharing the latest update on Xdefiant release status, even though they probably knew that it would bring a certain amount of criticism towards them, the Xdefiant team maintained transparency. In a time where some gaming organizations haven't been communicating with their player base other than tweeting about their new bundles in store, Xdefiant has taken a totally different approach, which in my opinion is amazing and it deserves its applause. This next topic is specific to my fellow gamers from India. Ubisoft India Studios in their Twitter feed had confirmed that there would be dedicated Indian servers during the Xdefiant open session. Keeping in mind that the esports scene is rapidly growing in India, this was an amazing move by Ubisoft India Studios. A huge shout out to them for doing that. Although we didn't get any confirmation from the Ubisoft India Studios for the PTS, I do understand the fact that it might not be cost effective to set up a server for a 6-hour PTS that was going to be from 12:30 AM to 6:30 AM in Indian Standard Time. But I do hope that we get dedicated servers in India at the time of launch. So what's the current update on Xdefiant? As per the communication from Mark Rubin before PTS, the Xdefiant team had the first submission of a final version of the game at the end of July to the first parties such as Sony, Xbox, etc. to get certified for release. Results came back by mid-August, and unfortunately, that particular build of the game did not qualify for release. After the PTS, the team seems to be looking at an early to mid-October release with a rumored release date of October 17th, but I'll strongly advise against getting your hopes up based on a rumor. I'll share the links for Xdefiant social pages in the description below. Please do check them out, as you will find regular updates regarding the game's release in there. With Xdefiant, people have been quick to draw comparisons with Call of Duty, even calling it a COD killer. To me, Xdefiant simply aims to be a fun arcade shooter, and Call of Duty is not just an arcade shooter anymore. With Warzone, they have expanded themselves towards a different demographic of players. As per many of the Call of Duty veterans, Call of Duty has seen major changes in its game mechanics in Modern Warfare 2022, with quite a few questionable ones as well. Although things seems to be looking better for the COD community with the release of Modern Warfare 3, for me personally, there's the question of paying $70 for a base game that will have a life cycle of just a year, and that may not even run at a decent FPS on my 2-year-old laptop. So for the time being, my money is on a free-to-play arcade shooter which I can play casually and create content. I feel Xdefiant deserves its own recognition rather than being called a COD killer, as it does something unique in bringing a whole bunch of characters from the Ubisoft franchise under one roof. Xdefiant definitely has its own flavor. Is it up to your taste? That's something for you to decide when the game releases. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like, and please share your thoughts about Xdefiant or this video in the comment section down below. Also, I will be dropping a video soon where I will be using Mark Rubin's P90 class setup, and just between you and me, it was a blast. If this sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel and turn on notifications. I'd love you to be a part of growing this channel and a community where we can explore different games together. Until we meet next time, take care, stay blessed, and peace.